Thanks for joining us on the Screen Team. My name is Chris, and for this half hour, I'm being joined by a very lovely lady who works over at the Poplar Bluff Public Library. We've got Sue, and Sue is such a delight to have on the show. She picks some great movies, and she does some very cool themes as well. And this time, we're going to go kind of on a vacation. We're going to travel all across the country with a lot of cool movies. And first up is a movie called Road to Morocco. And Sue, I don't know if you know this or not, but you know who one of my favorite actors is of all time?
Who?
Bob Hope.
Seriously,
I love Bob Hope. I've seen, I would say, 15 to 20 of his films. I love him. Love Bob Hope. And I love this movie. Love Road to Morocco. And this was, I think, the third in the series of the road films.
Yes.
Him and Bing Crosby and Dorothy Lamour.
Right.
The three of them together just have such a great chemistry.
Oh, they do.
So good. What did you think about Road to Morocco?
Road to Morocco is everything. I like vaudeville.
Yeah.
So that's one of the reasons I like these. So I like the one-liners. I like the repartee between Bing Crosby and Bob Hope. I love the fact that everything turns into a joke, and just like vaudeville did. So it's as if they're on the stage and they're ready to go. And Dorothy Lamour always provides the foil to kind of calm them down, I think, a little bit, and to provide the storyline maybe too.
Yeah, and there is a storyline. Bing Crosby and Bob Hope, they're best friends in this movie, right? Or are they cousins?
Well, they're best friends. I don't think they're cousins because there is an aunt, but I'm never, of course, sure if the aunt is the aunt because the other one just calls her aunt. So
right.
That's never really quite clear. But these guys start their adventure with a shipwreck. And it's because Bob Hope, being the silly man that he is, he blows up the ship.
Smoking.
and my husband has a story about his Uncle Bob that's almost about like that, but we won't tell the Uncle Bob story today. And his name was Bob. But anyway, Bob Hope and so here they are paddling along on their piece of shipwreck, and they land in a Middle Eastern country.
Sure. And
in this Middle Eastern country, all the things that we think about that are, I'm searching for the word, but we try to pigeonhole a particular group of people.
Stereotypes?
Stereotypes.
Sure.
Every stereotype is there. Thank you. I appreciate that, Chris. When you get to be my age, Chris, you start to lose your words.
I lose them every day.
But anyway, so there they go. And Dorothy Lamour plays the princess, and she's going to be married to someone she doesn't really want to marry.
Sure.
And Bob Hope falls in love with her, but I'm not sure it's quite love. But Bing Crosby ends up being the guy. So.
Yeah.
And the other part I like, and this is what I read, is this is one of the first films where they turn around and they actually speak to the audience. And
so they break that fourth dimension then, right?
Yes, they do. And they talk about things that are about to happen, or they'll turn to the audience and see, what did I tell you he's going to do, and everything. And the other thing is we have cute camels. I don't know if they're such cute camels, but they're in there speaking to us as well.
So let me ask you something, Sue. Let's say, for instance, you're the princess in this movie. You're Dorothy Lamour. Who do you choose? Do you go with the funny Bob Hope, or do you go with the smooth, charming, sings like olive oil Bing Crosby? Who do you choose?
Oh, I'm sorry, it's Bing Crosby every time. I love the voice, and you can't get away from the voice. Boom, 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 boom.
There's a song he does, he's like, ho hum, and you're just like, oh, man.
Well, that's
gold.
That's one of the places they turn to the audience and say, see, they missed my song, missed the intro to my song. So they go from there. But it's every device you ever saw in vaudeville, and where you have people who are being, they go, do y'all remember cartoons out there where people they'd put the matches in the toes? And, they would go, well, they do this in this film while they're in the tent. And then there's the fake fight scenes, and they go through it, and you fall in love with it because it's fun.
Yeah,
it's just sheer fun. And as you're going through it, and they did several of these films in which they traveled and they went places, and at that time many people didn't travel.
Yeah.
So as a result, they got to see maybe something that they thought that's the way that country was.
Right,
and
right.
So they would go there.
What I love about this film is the chemistry between everybody. Excuse me. Bob Hope and Bing Crosby, they were friends in real life.
Yes, they were.
Very, very good friends. In fact, when Bing passed away, it tore Bob Hope up, immensely. So you can see it on screen that it's like, hey, we're friends. Come along for the ride. This is just going to be fun. And that's what this movie is. It's supposed to be fun. It is fun. Some of the jokes might not hold up because some of them are, of the late 1940s, early 50s. There's some like little political nods here and there and some inside jokes that kind of don't hold up in today's standards. But I think once you get past that, like Sue says, the vaudeville type of humor in this film is really special. And it's a movie for the entire family.
Well, it is. And then there's also innuendo in it because one of the camel says, I am really glad that I'm a camel. And she's the one saying it. And the male camel says, and I'm glad you're a camel too. So, you have a little bit of, of innuendo and what's going on. And there's some other things there that you can pull up. And there's actually two love interests. There's another young woman who plays one of the love interests. Mm-hmm. And eventually Bob gets his love too.
Yeah.
But it's Dorothy Lamour who ends up with the two guys. And not to give it away, but they do survive. And there is another shipwreck.
It really is a special film. If you get a chance, check it out. Or check out one of the road films, whether it's Road to Bali. I can't think of, they did like 7 or 8 of them. So, Sue, before we move on to the next review, let's talk about the library just for a quick minute. Library is known for books, and you've got, rooms and rooms of books. You even have a children's section, which is very, very cool. I took Luke there the other day.
Good. Well, the children's area is all that you could ask for in terms of it being age appropriate, because you have everything for those preschool children, and we even have the story time on Tuesday morning for the preschool children, but we're also doing a Monday night one as well.
Oh, wow.
For the working parents, and then there's one on Saturday. So we have people who can come in, and there are other times that they can have books read to their children and do some crafts and so on. But the 10:30 is the full-blown deal.
Great.
And you can do it. But we have other things. I don't know. We have games for kids, mm-hmm. and that even goes up to the junior high, senior high levels. So
right.
We have video games. We have the young adult section. I like young adult books too. And we have appropriate things if you're trying to help a struggling reader. We have age-appropriate materials for struggling readers.
Great.
So we know what their vocabulary level is. And we have a Lego table.
My son was there a lot. He loves the Lego table.
And we have the train table. I don't know if he likes the train table.
He did 2 years ago.
Yeah. And then we have the DVDs that kids can watch while they're there, or they can check out as well.
I don't know if you mentioned it, but did you mention the big fish tank?
Oh, fish tank. I should have said that. Did you see me gasp whenever I said that? For those of you who are not listening but maybe watching, we have fish the size of the page of a book. And they are nice fish.
Yeah.
And we have a dory, and we have different ones. And some of those fish started out the size of the end of my thumb, and now there's a size of about $50.
My goodness.
The paper $50 is what I'm talking about. So just think about it. And that's how healthy the tank is and how much we really have invested in time and effort to keep that tank. And the 2 big fish, the ginormous fish I should call them, they were donated to us, and we were really glad to get them.
That's awesome.
So it was nice. But the other thing is why we're doing all these programs is we're going to talk about passports sometime today as well.
Okay,
so,
we'll do that. How about next?
That'll be great.
All right, we'll have more reviews and more with Sue at the Poplar Bluff Public Library right here on KWOC.